GDP per capita also rose from 15.5 thousand to 19.9 thousand by 1990. Britain was richer. But this data doesn't show the whole picture. During the same period of time, the Gini coefficient, a measure for inequality, increased from 25 to 35, meaning while GDP per capita rose by 30%, inequality rose by 40. So although Britain was richer, it was becoming more unequal. This was partly due to the extreme cost of Thatcher's policies on Britain's industrial base. For example, in 1979, manufacturing accounted for nearly 30% of the UK's GDP, and by 1990 it fell to 16%. Concurrently, manufacturing employment fell by nearly 40% from 1979 to 93. So yes, GDP rose, GDP per capita increased, but if you didn't live in London, it wasn't so obvious. The services industry grew, but other industries declined as the UK wanted to rejig its economy. Another way to examine the impact of shifting industries is the relationship between direct and indirect jobs created. Basically, if you open a factory selling widgets, you might hire 100 people directly. But to make your widgets, you need steel, electricity, and distributors, and more. Your factory therefore might support an additional 300 indirect jobs, giving a ratio of 1 direct job to every 3 indirect jobs. If we look at banking, the total is around 200 indirect jobs per 100 direct jobs, a ratio of 1 to 2. But if we look at iron manufacturing, the total is over 900 indirect jobs per 100 direct jobs, a ratio of 1 to 9. In fact, if we look at the financial services industry broadly, the ratio is around 1 to 3.6, which sounds great, but when you compare it to other industries like utilities, durable manufacturing, and non-durable manufacturing, it isn't. And this is one of the reasons that service-based industries lead to higher GDP but increase inequality as earnings become more concentrated among a smaller group of individuals. But this isn't simply about job creation, it's also about wages and benefits. Manufacturing jobs tended to be characterized by formal employment agreements with strong benefits, retirement plans, paid holidays, insurance, and sick leave. Alternatives for the majority low-skilled manufacturing workforce did not have these characteristics. As such, studies show that the shift away from manufacturing led to an increase in inequality. And as a reminder, the UK's industrial base is deeply regionalised, so although there might be jobs and wage growth in the south, pockets that historically relied on out-of-favour industries became hollowed out.